Did I go to school yesterday?
Yeah, you did one yesterday.
Did
Late
I?
this morning.
I don't remember. Today,
Or late last night.
I did preschoolers, little preschoolers. And there was a range of ages between 3 and 5. Man, how quick do you get sick when you, I don't know, touch a preschooler's jacket? Is that Do you just get instantly sick because your body's not used to that? Those little kid things. I'm feeling it. Went and taught preschoolers 3 through 5. I never went to preschool, but I've heard that kindergarten requirements, like knowing your name, how to write it, letters, numbers, are kind of just higher than maybe they used to be. I remember not going to preschool and then going to kindergarten and apparently being behind. I never felt behind as a kid, but perhaps I was. I remember taking extra classes outside of my regular classes. But anyways, I had a really small preschool class. It was about 7. I think the next, and I still had an aide with 7 kids. But the other class had 2 aides and a teacher, and they had 13 maybe 12, maybe less than that, maybe like 10 to 13. They had a lot, and they are so small. I I can't imagine ever being that small at some point in my life. They were maybe to my knee, and they just walked around with big puffy jackets and book bags that didn't fit them, and they were just like walking towards. We had to walk in lines. It was really interesting because we had to walk from the auditoria and then walk through the middle school, through the kindergarten, just to get to the preschool. This was the farthest thing. They were the farthest, which was weird to me. Oh God, I hope that doesn't mess with the recording.
It'll
Yeah, probably. I'll just talk louder. I couldn't get mad at them for anything they did because they really just can't control. I saw something, and like for example, living with Emily, there can be 1,000 things on the ground and we don't trip. But a preschooler, I see that they're, I don't know, there's like one singular Lego in a wide, big carpeted area, and the child somehow leans towards the one Lego on the floor and trips over it. Just goes and falls over. And then he looks around for like confirmation if they're hurt or not. And then they just get up and then they walk past. They walk back. They have no control of their body. It's like 0% control. So walking them down from the auditoria with their coat, jacket, and other scarf, other clothing items, warm hat, coat, lunches, and water bottle. Yeah, they didn't make it very far without tripping at least once. It was bad. It was hilarious though. It was really funny. And they had no concept of the humor that I had on my face. So their face was just like that. I probably seemed very scary to them. I had a beard, or this is what I looked like today, basically, without all the sweat, and I had a better shirt on than this. But I probably looked very scary. Probably did not look like their previous teacher, and I think most of the people that dealt with kindergartens in that teacher, and maybe first graders and second graders, I didn't see a single guy on that side of the building, which is okay. I don't mind, but students don't have the concept that teachers can be guys. So when they see one, it's like looking at a shiny Pokemon. They're like, "You have facial hair. Look at that. That's a lot of hair." Um, like their face cannot, or their mind cannot comprehend that hair can go, or someone that looks like their dad can come and be in in their room. And everyone's mommy to some of these kids. So they look at me, I'm the teacher, and they associate because they don't have a concept that guys can be a teacher. Mommy, I'm like, not your mommy, but okay. Like I said, I had an aide, so they were also calling her mommy, but we had to say we're not your mom. Like we're your teacher, not your mom. Go to use the restroom. You know how to. I think there is. I don't know how you prove this besides the action actually happening, but there are some requirements to kids being in preschool, right? Like potty trained a little bit. I know that's a thing,
Mm.
but
They have to be able to pull up their own pants.
yeah, and all that stuff, and but a little bit of independence. But how are the people looking at your child being like, no, he's not potty trained enough? Like, how do you look at a kid and be like, that's not enough?
Really, it's based on the honor system.
Yeah, sure. My kind of like driving, where you're supposed to get 50 hours of driving before your test.
I did my 50 hours.
I did maybe 2 hours of driving total.
It's illegal, you know. You probably shouldn't post that on the internet.
It felt like 2 hours, but it was the quickest 50 hours of my life. That good? Okay,
That's
cool. All right, that's good. Let's see. They're really tiring. You will be with that class the entire time. Lunch, recess, nap time. Nap time is pretty much you time, but you also have to make you're in the room with them and you have to make sure that they're asleep. They get an hour of nap. It's the longest hour of my life. If I'm teaching, time goes, but if I'm just sitting there eating my crackers and sandwich, which I had to leave the room because it, I eat loud, and we had a YouTube video of just a sleeping bear with a song in the background. They slept nice, but it was weird having kids and to be trusted in a room with like 7, 8 kids that are the height of maybe my femur and just new experience, especially since student teaching just happened and they were like, "Are you with a sub? Where's the cooperating teacher? Why are you in here by yourself?" I'm like, "I'm fine. Everything's fine." But as soon as you get your license, they're like, "Yeah, sure, just do your thing." I'm like, "Okay, sounds good." Definitely a weird experience. But having them sleep in your room is also very weird. But it was really cute. They had big bags and little blue beds that we laid around the room. Blue bags that had their not napkins, blankets and beds or pillows, and they were just so. It took a while for some of them to fall asleep. 10 minutes, most of the people were out, but the last two took about 35 minutes. I was like, John, can you sleep now? And he was like, oh. And after telling him after a while, he just finally fell asleep. And then, of course, he's the one that doesn't want to get up. Like, you don't want to fall asleep. You don't want to get up. Why do we have nap time for you? Why you can't handle it? But they need it. They definitely don't know they need it. Oh, and eating lunch with them, I can down maybe 4 hot dogs. But I'm looking at their bodies and this hot dog, and it's this hot dog and the bun is half the length of their body. Like that's a child, and this is the hot dog. I saw some of the boys mash that hot dog and then chocolate milk and then sauce, applesauce. I'm like, where did it go? But some of them maybe ate two cheese Ritz and a baked bean, a single baked bean, and they're like, I'm done. I was like, okay, are you gonna consume any of that? Is that just trash time? They're like, yep, okay. You want ketchup? And like, oh, I'll have some ketchup, and then they just like squirt ketchup down. They go, I'm like, is there any calories in ketchup? What nutrients are you getting from that? I was also surprised that one of them really liked mustard. It was the one I least expected to like mustard, and she was like, I like mustard. I'm like, what the heck? Who are you? And she was like, and, to, and at the end of lunchtime, I saw her sucking on the mustard packet. Like, I'm gonna get sick so fast. Segue, my throat is tightening up, and it's getting hard to breathe. Not breathe, but my nasal cavities, whatever you call them. What do they call them? Sinuses.
Sinuses.
My sinuses
Here.
are clogging. I feel it. Doesn't feel good. Oh, and today is Emily's. Oh, yesterday I posted a video. That was the day for the day before. I just totally forgot because I record the video. I almost didn't record this one because I'm hungry. I was so hungry, and it's Emily's birthday. And Emily was like, "Did you record a video?" I was like, "Oh shoot, I gotta go record a video." But yes, yesterday's video was supposed to be for the day before that, and then maybe a video tomorrow. I don't know if I'm teaching tomorrow. Got some big plans for Emily's birthday, and we gotta go. Don't have time if I teach because we'll be in particular circumstances that are not ideal. So maybe be going back to Wendy's, flip some fries.
You're flipping the fries now too.
I don't know what that means. When you become a teacher, do you hate your previous job, or do you find that you took, what's that word called? You took it for granted, and then found that teaching was much harder than whatever you were doing before as part time. What do you think? Leave it in the comments below. Oh, there's gonna be no one commenting. There's maybe one person that watches this, and that's okay because I am spitting out knowledge and spitting out experiences. Preschooling, fun. I think you should give it a try. I think that I don't know why music people's license or subbing license is just go for it. Pre-K through 12. It's all the same thing, right? Go. Do it. You can. Definitely a learning curve. The smaller you get, there is a definite learning curve. You're so used to being an adult, being a college student, being a high school student, being a middle school student that you just forget what elementary is like. Honestly, I don't remember getting nap time. I probably did. I don't remember it. I probably got snack time in the middle of the day. I don't remember that. Pretty much that all came back during college, but in a more adult way. I just went back to my dorm, fell asleep randomly. Had crackers and food at my dorm that I had for snack. You wouldn't think those things compare or contrast, but they compare a lot. Preschool is like college. Done. Great. Some kids even left during lunch because that's all they could stay for, beginning to lunch. And they're like, bye. And I had two less people in the class. Definitely weird, but definitely a learning curve. Definitely fun. Try it. Do preschool. Okay. Well, should I end it how I usually do?